Okay, so hi. I am procrastinating about college comp homework that I should have done a while ago. But I haven't! So what have I been up to? Procrastination! And I painted another portrait. Got some ideas together to paint one after that in my new art class I'm in, thanks to nice scheduling and stuff. And I'm going to paint an oil portrait of this lady here, and I worked with colors and making sure I can get the colors to work together. So I have a little color palette above. Here's the original sketch, if you can see it. Yeah! Okay, so that's the thing that's going on. And then I am in drama class now, which is why I have an ankle brace. Look at that! I'm healing quite well. I sprained my ankle in drama class when doing an improv skit. I fell from my partner's foot, fell on my ankle, and now I can finally walk again. And the only things I really can't do is jump on that foot and walk like a duck, which are two things that I need to get done because I need to get my physical form filled out for cheerleading. So we'll see how that goes. And I can finally direct the band again, which is something that was put on hold when this happened. But I'm really excited about that. So that's another thing going on. And on top of it all, I have wrote 1 3/4 of college comp papers. 3/4, I mean, I should be writing the final draft right now! But I'm not. Because I am procrastinating, and I am a horrible person, and I'm in college composition class, so that's the thing that's happening. I should also be reading chapter 9. But you know what I read today? I read 3 awesome stories. I read Kurt Vonnegut's To Be R0 To Be, or as it should be pronounced, To Be or Not To Be, which is about this dystopia in which they have found the cure to aging. With the cure to aging, they also have to keep the population on the planet down. So to keep the population on the planet down, this guy comes in and he's supposed to have triplets. The thing is, when you have kids, you have to have volunteers to kill off so they can take their place. He only has one volunteer, which is the grandfather, and he wants to keep his kids. He also doesn't want his grandfather to die. So, surprising twist at the end. Really good story. I recommend it. And then, I also read Edgar Allan Poe's The Facts in the Case of M. Valdemar, which is about the psychologist who is fascinated with mesmerization. And so he's mesmerizing this patient who's on his deathbed, and it's 8 o'clock at night, but he's scheduled to die at midnight. And he has ossified lungs, so he's not breathing well, but when he's mesmerized, his breathing is faint, so he's not in pain. He's never in pain, and you can still feel his pulse. And so he stays alive like that for about a week in the mesmerized state, and then he's still in the mesmerized state, but then his face comes away from his bones, his jaw drops, and his tongue turns black and tremors. He can still answer questions, but when he answers questions, he makes it pretty clear that he is dead. Anyways, they leave him like that for a couple more months, and then they go to wake him up again. And so he asks him, well, what are your wishes from here? And he's like, I either want to be awake, or I want to be asleep. I am dead. He speaks with a blood-curdling tone, because all his speaking is done with his black, trembling tongue. So they go to wake him up, and he starts rotting before the psychologist's touch. And he rots all the way into a liquid state on the bed, and that was a good story. It's a very gruesome, kind of morbid story. I enjoyed it, and I think the most creepy part about it is that he had a living zombie right before him. So that was cool. And then I'm also reading The Secret Place of the Heart, which I've only got 1 chapter into. And as far as I can tell, it's about this psychologist and this man. And this man's living in a time during war, and he's like, I want to be so good at my job, but I'm not perfect. And even though I have this want, I'm really sluggish and all that. And so he's dealing with the problems that he can't fulfill his needs, he can't fulfill his wants. And so the psychologist tells him, he's like, well, you gotta look back at our ancestors. We're nothing more than just They're just glorified apes. Anyways, that's about a whole chapter in, and I'm trying to see what happens. They're on the road, they're going through treatment, and he's like, you have to learn to live with this. It's a pretty good story, and I really should be doing college cow homework, so I'm going to see if I can go back to that. But stay awesome. Stay awesome. See you TBA. See you later.